my goodness. What's going on outside? Well, we're in here. Oh god, my voice is way up here. Is that how I talk? Is that how... Oh. Sometimes I sing my words. It's weird. Okay. I like that. Welcome to another episode of My Favorite Things, where I talk about things that I love, and hopefully you love them too. Today, we're going to talk about the sitcom Mama's Family. I got so excited. Okay. Mama's Family began its life as a series of sketches called The Family on The Carol Burnett Show. Once The Burnett Show ended, Vicki Lawrence, who played Mama, was given the opportunity to be featured in her own show based on the family sketches. The first few episodes of Mama's Family are definitely the strongest first 5 of any sitcom that I've ever seen. Mama's son, the newly divorced Fenton, moves back home along with his kids, Buzz and Sonia, much to the chagrin of Aunt Franny, played marvelously by the amazing Rue McClanahan.
Ellen! What is going on here?
Fran, Mama has some bad news and some good news for you. The bad news is there isn't any good news.
Conflict arises more once Fenton falls in love with Mama's neighbor, Naomi, who also knows Fenton from when they were younger. Once Fenton and Naomi get engaged, the fun really begins.
And this is no cheap and tawdry affair. We're gonna get married.
Fran, call the paramedics!
What is it, Thelma? Is it your heart?
No, I'm gonna kill them.
With the wedding comes family, and Velma's bickering daughters get caught in the mix too. The immortal Betty White plays Ellen, and the legendary Carol Burnett plays Eunice.
Eunice is here. Untalented Eunice. Unwanted Eunice. Caterwauling Eunice. Monster Eunice is here!
Uh-oh.
Every time Eunice makes an entrance, she makes it count.
You know something, Naomi? I know you're going to find this hard to believe, but outside of my own wedding, I have never really been a part of any kind of a formal wedding or anything like that. I mean, I've never been a bridesmaid, never been a flower girl, never even manned a punch bowl.
All right, Eunice, listen, I don't have time to listen to your life story.
I think it comes from a place of never really having the spotlight, so she's always trying to grab the attention, especially if she has something to say. And boy, does she have something to say. Mama gives Fenton and Naomi her dead husband's sapphire ring, which Eunice claims was supposed to be for her.
Well, look at this old blue ring that your mama gave to Vint.
Mama gave Fenton my daddy's sapphire ring?
She sure did. Wasn't that sweet of her? I'm gonna tie this around my neck.
Oh, lady, this time you gone too far.
And when she finds out, she becomes a drunken mess.
Get a grip on yourself, Eunice, or I'll kill you.
Looks like you write all of your promises in disappearing ink, old lady. Like the time that you promised me when I was 12 years old, a 2-wheeler. Well, I have yet to see that sucker. But Ellen, every time I turned around, there was a brand new Schwinn sitting under her fat fanny.
Being drunk is no joke. I really just want these people to get her the help she needs. And she kinda does in the episode Cellmates, where Mama and Eunice end up in jail together. On her birthday, Eunice discovers that a boy she had a crush on in high school, Duke Reeves, is now very successful and rich. Eunice then finds out that Mama had told Duke long ago to stay away from Eunice.
You listen to me, you country club Casanova. If you ever come near my daughter again, I swear your little rich butt isn't gonna be worth one plug nickel.
Upon hearing this news, Eunice loses it and ends up getting herself and her mother arrested. They are joined in their cell with Scarlett, a hooker. Scarlett then starts to mediate between the two women, like a sort of therapist. Of course, there's too much talking and not enough listening.
Never once did she say, "Thank you, Mama, I love you."
She never wanted me to say I love you. And when did you ever say I love you?
Oh,
You
wait a
never-
minute.
Hold it, you give me a headache.
I do believe that in the end, there is a little bit of understanding.
Eunice, I want to say something. I know that maybe I haven't always been such a good mother.
Oh, that don't, Mama. I mean, and maybe I haven't always been such a good daughter.
I reckon it's too late to do anything about it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, Mama's other daughter, Ellen. She ain't no picnic either.
You were a selfish, stingy, self-centered little girl, and you have gone downhill ever since.
But she did attempt to come through for Mama when Mama burned Franny's dress. Though the plan to buy a replacement dress for Aunt Fran failed miserably.
What do you think?
It's you, dear. It's really you.
Velma and Franny are sisters, and I'd like to think that they're somewhat similar to Ellen and Eunice.
You were a liar when you were little, and you are a liar now. And it's all Mama's fault. She just thought you hung the moon. You got by with murder. And then who got stuck taking care of the old witch? Me!
Franny is such a fun character. In the episode Harper vs. Harper, Velma and Naomi take each other to court over a broken vacuum cleaner and a damaged rug. At the height of all this drama, frazzled Franny makes a confession.
Well, Your Honor, it is true that it was a beautiful rug, and it did belong to my dear mother, but there was always something about it that I just hated.
Yes. What?
You know that ugly little tag that sticks out at the side that says, "Do not remove under penalty of law"?
Yes.
2 years ago, I removed it.
I tell you what. Normally, this is a capital offense. But if you'll just sew it on, we'll forget the whole thing.
I don't sew.
Well, then pin it on!
He told her to pin it on. It's very real to me that she had so much anxiety about this tag that she cut off of the rug that she just had to confess that at that time.
Because I think you're both responsible
Relatable.
for the negligence. I order that you each pay your own damages. Court is recessed. This case is closed. I'm going out for a beer. As for you, Vinton Harper, if you have a half a brain in your head, you'll join me.
Vinton eventually solves this problem when his frustrations about his mother and his wife arguing all the time finally bubble to the surface.
Now, tomorrow, I'm going to turn the rug around so that the hole is underneath the couch. And then I'm going to fix the motor in your dumb vacuum.
Well, why didn't you say this $100 ago?
$200 ago.
Quiet!
Vinton's a good guy. He's simple, and he's a good guy. There was an episode when Naomi's ex came back into town and was attempting to woo her back, and she wasn't having none of that.
Most guys would have been real upset if their wives' ex-husbands had come back rich and started offering her the moon. Most guys would have thought that they was up to no good.
Yeah.
But you trusted me. And that's something that nobody else has ever done before. And then I realized that it would never even occur to you to leave me. And if that's not love, then I don't know what is.
She loves Vinton.
Now, Miss Harper, I know what you have always thought of me. I know that you have thought I was no better than trash ever since I married your son.
That is not true. I thought that long before you married him.
I feel Mama's relationship with Naomi is a little more complex than it seems. Naomi has been Mama's neighbor, so that relationship was developed first, and it wasn't pleasant.
Now, you hold on just a minute, you worm wrangler. Naomi may have a checkered past, and it's true, she may have had more than her share of boyfriends. Lord, we know she was a bimbo. She happens to be something that she's never been before, and that is a Harper, and there ain't nobody gonna insult a Harper, not as long as I'm alive.
As Velma's daughter-in-law, Naomi has become many other things to Mama. But first and foremost, she is family.
Thank you, Miss Harper. Looks like the best man won.
Thank you.
No, not you, her.
The show later went on a very long hiatus, long enough for both Rue McClanahan and Betty White to sign on to Golden Girls.
Poor baby, come here.
Ellen, come on, no, you help me serve these.
You know Annie Fran loves you, Ellen. Annie Fran loves you.
Mama, I think you better see about Aunt Fran.
So when Mama's Family eventually came back with new episodes for syndication, there was no Fran or Ellen. The new show opens with Franny's funeral. Franny had died from a freak accident involving a toothpick, and Ellen would later come back for one last hurrah. Vinton's kids Buzz and Sonia were gone as well, now away in college. At the funeral, it is also revealed that Eunice has skipped town, leaving her delinquent son Bubba behind. Bubba is just as dramatic as his mother.
I can't believe this! I've been abandoned, just like Punky Brewster.
Get a grip on yourself, Bubba. This is Fran's Day.
Well, excuse me. It's Fran's Day, not Bubba's. Well, what do I have to do to be loved in this family? Wait till I die?
One more word and you won't have to wait much longer.
He's so much like his mother that it starts to scare Velma when she catches him with alcohol. Velma does not want Bubba to turn out like Eunice. Velma's friend Iola tells Bubba a story of when a teenage Eunice embarrassed Velma while intoxicated.
Well, it was the mother-daughter banquet at the church. You remember, Vand?
No, I wasn't invited to that.
Why, you ungrateful little brat. All my life, all I've ever done is give to you, and what have I got to show for it? Stretch marks and heartache!
And Bubba gets a better understanding of where Mama's overprotectiveness comes from.
Alcohol is not something for you to be messing around with, especially at your age. You can get hurt.
Worse than that, you can hurt the people who love you.
Yeah, well, I've got the scars to prove that.
Please believe me, Grandma. You're the last person I ever want to hurt.
I believe you, baby.
Let's talk about Iola. She is quite eccentric. Like the time she had her cat frozen.
Now, be honest, Thelma. What do you really think?
Or all those fun crafts she gives Mama and the family.
And Naomi, your toilet paper fairy.
Why, I never noticed that her tiny wand is a dental floss dispenser.
There was an episode when the family wanted a new VCR. Remember VCRs? So they had a garage sale, which included almost all of Iola's craft creations.
Don't be flashing that cash around. You put that in a safe place. You never know who's lurking around. Look at that creep over there with his mutt. Hey, you get your Shih Tzu out of my begonias.
Hey, Skeeter, here's a perfect place to hide our money. Iola's tissue box.
Yes, honey, nobody would ever look inside that ugly thing.
She, of course, was hurt and stormed off, promising never to speak to Velma again. The thing is, though, she also left with the money.
Oh, wait!
Thelma?
You forgot your gaudy tissue tape!
Hilarity ensues, and Velma eventually tells Iola that she can keep the money as an apology for treating her so badly.
Never mind the damn money! We don't deserve it! At least I don't. I've treated you real shabby, Iola. I was dishonest, but shoot, I only did it to spare your feelings.
Well, don't you see? You made it worse. You added insult to injury. You rubbed salt in the wound. You gave an extra twist to that knife in my heart.
Oh, are you gonna let me apologize here?
Sorry, Thelma, go ahead.
Iola, you're the very best friend I have in the whole world. And I'm real sorry for the way I treated you. And just to prove to you that our friendship is more important than that damn money, I want you to keep it.
Iola, having faith in her friend, actually already bought the family VCR and brings it in. Family does not have to be blood. Iola has known the family since she was a little girl. She even harbored a little crush on Vinton.
Hi, Vin.
Hi, Iola.
Doesn't he make the cutest noise when he drinks?
Adorable.
It turns out, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree once her niece visits and starts harboring a crush on young Bubba. Didn't we all, though?
May I present my niece, Vernette? Vernette, this is Bubba.
Hi, Vernette. Is this your first trip to Raytown? Have you seen the tomb of the unknown Raytonian? Yeah. It's really something in it. Yeah, kinda makes you wonder who that guy was, huh?
On the eve of his prom, Bubba is dumped by his date. So Velma sets Vernette up to be a replacement date. Sadly, Bubba's original date comes back.
Well, you see, there's this problem. Well, when you said you weren't going, my grandma set me up with another girl. She's inside, and I'm trying to let her down easy.
Oh, let's just leave. She'll figure it out.
Well, I can't just do that.
Bubba, come on. We got people to impress.
Is that all you care about? Impressing people?
Well, yes. What else is there?
For one thing, feelings. What about Vernette in there?
Bubba, if you are not in that Trans Am by the time I count to 3, I'm going to leave without you. 1, 2.
3. I guess you're gonna have to make your big entrance without me. So long, Wanda Lynn.
But Bubba starts to see her true colors and ends up doing the right thing.
Vernette, would you do me the honor of being my date to the prom tonight?
Oh, I'd love to.
That's my boy.
Oh, I think I'm gonna cry. Again.
So long, Grandma.
I went to prom with my best friend. Hi, Jane.
When trumpets were mellow and every gal only had one fellow, no need to remember when, 'cause everything old is new again. 'Cause everything old is new again.
Mama's Family had a number of musical sequences. One time, Velma joined a granny pageant and sang this cute number.
Some of these days, you're gonna miss me, honey. Some of these days, you're gonna feel so lonely. You'll miss my hugging. You'll miss my kissing. You'll miss me, honey, when you go away.
One of these days. I love a good musical number. I love a bad musical number. And one of my most favorite musical moments is this rarely seen performance featuring guest star Imogene Coca as Mama's cousin Gertie. Velma goes to visit cousin Gertie at the home she's staying in, and it appears she's lost her spark. At a birthday party in Gertie's honor, Mama is determined to help Gertie get her groove back. Not like that, though.
Come on now, think, Bert. No one to talk with, all by myself. No one to walk with, but I'm happy on the shelf. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my load for you. There you go. That's it. I know for certain, the one I love. I'm through with flirting, it's just you I'm thinking of. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my load for you. There, you do remember it, see? Like that water in the corner, don't go nowhere. Your picture's not where it
A super cute moment involved Velma and a bunch of these punk rock girls. One of them played by 80s one-hit wonder Stacy Q.
We get all the energy we need from our candy stash. Jawbreaker?
Remember Two of Hearts? Two of hearts, two hearts that beat as one. In an adorable turn of events, Velma makes over the punk rock girls and gives them this sugar-sweet look. I used to watch this show as a kid, and after all these years, the show still feels fresh and relatable. The show reminds me of a time when I used to watch the initial run with my parents, and then I would watch the reruns after school with my grandmother, and it was all laughter and tears. Thank you for joining me. Please like and subscribe and comment, and join me again for another episode of My Favorite Things. See you next time!